Hey everybody, welcome back to my YouTube channel and welcome to today's video. So I'm actually really excited to film today's video. As you can see from the title, it's going to be all of my newborn essentials. I say all, I've got a list here that I've been jotting down just in my pad. It's not crazy huge. It's basically just things that I can't live without and that have made my life easier since having little Miss Penelope. You can see her just fighting her nap here. So Penny is my third baby. I've got a daughter, Darcy, who's 9, and a son, Ollie, who is 6, and Penny is our third. She wasn't planned. She was a lovely, beautiful surprise for us. So having gone through the newborn stage twice before, I was fairly kind of like sure on what I needed and what I didn't need basically, so I thought I would just share that with you and hopefully it can help you out. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. If you've got any suggestions of essentials that you couldn't live without, leave it in the comments below because I'd love to hear, and I'm sure there's lots of other pregnant mums out there or already mums out there that would find that useful, so share away in the comments and let's jump straight into the video. So with Penny being my third, we are very short on space in our house. So just for reference, we live in a 3-bed end of terrace house. It's absolutely fine for our family of 4, but now we're a family of 5. So essentially Penny, obviously she's in with us at the moment. You can probably just spy her crib, which I will talk about because I love in a second. She's in with us at the moment and she will be until she's like at least 6 months old. I just have a real hard time with separating from my babies. So at the moment Penny does not have a nursery. So obviously I've had to be really mindful with what I've purchased because everything that she needs and has is basically in our bedroom that I share, that I'm in with my husband. So it's already quite tight, as you can see, the wall there, and the window is basically just there. I can literally touch it if I go like that. So our bedroom isn't huge by any means, but it is the biggest in our house. So the plans for that are that we are going to be hopefully getting our loft converted, and then either myself and my husband will move up there or we'll try and put it into 2 bedrooms. I haven't quite worked that out yet, but that is the plan, because obviously she needs a bedroom, and at the moment the way the other 2 rooms are, I physically can't put anything else in them, so I can't get a cot in them, so we need to do something. So yeah, basically everything I've learned with my other 2, not necessarily being minimal, but you can certainly go overboard with all of the gadgets and all of the new things that come out, which I did, I'm not gonna lie, I did with Darcy and probably with Ollie. So I knew with Penny there was a lot of stuff that I didn't use with my first 2. Actually there was a lot of stuff that I got rid of after Ollie because we weren't planning on having any more children. So I've narrowed it down to my absolute, I couldn't live without these products. What I'm also going to do is I'm going to film another video on my postpartum must-haves. I've had 3 C-sections, so I think that'll be quite helpful for a lot of people. And also I'm going to do things that I regret buying or things that I just don't think are worth it. So I'm going to keep that in a separate video because I do not want this video to be crazy long. If you've watched any of my other videos, you'll know I can like chat and chat and chat. So yeah, we're going to dive straight into it. If there's anything that you can't live without that I don't mention in this video, please drop it in the comments below because I'd love to hear, and I'm sure there's lots of other mamas, pregnant mamas out there that will learn from this. So don't forget to drop any suggestions down below, and don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, and if you're not already, please hit the subscribe button. Right, let's jump into the video. So my first thing that I cannot live without, and it was a new purchase for Penny, is her crib that you can see next to my side of the bed there. Now it is the Snooze Pod 4, and basically I love it. So I actually purchased the kit, so it came with the actual crib, the mattress, the waterproof top that goes on top of the mattress, 2 sheets, and our snooze cloud that you can probably see, the grey cloud on the, it's kind of like velcroed on the back of the crib. I went with it all white. They have lots of different colourways. The reason I would recommend this is with my other 2 babies I had a Moses basket for the first I mean, with my daughter, she stayed in it till she was 10 weeks because she was more petite, but my son literally within 4 weeks was overhanging this Moses basket. So I knew with space being limited, I wanted to try and get something that I could basically use from newborn up until when we transition her into her cot, hopefully in her bedroom. So I'd seen these advertised, and what I love about these is that the side, as you can see, you can actually see into her crib at the moment. So the side of the cot actually zips down. You don't have to have it like that, but what I do, it's not next to the bed at the moment. So in the mornings when she's not in it, I will push it to the wall just so I've got a bit more space in our room, and on an evening we'll pull it right next to the crib so I can just easily lean in and kind of like comfort her. She can see me. She actually spends hours just staring at me like this. She loves it. So I would highly recommend this if you don't want to be going from a Moses basket to then a crib to then the cot, because like I said, I keep my babies in with me until they're at least 6 months, and there's no way they're going to last in a Moses basket past that. This I can use right up until I'm ready to put her into her nursery. So that is the first thing I would highly recommend. As I said, you can buy it on its own or you can buy it in like a kit. I went with the kit and I did buy it new. I have seen on Facebook Marketplace, eBay, things like that, you can buy these pre-loved and they are a fraction of the price. So I would highly recommend checking out places like that also. Next up, I would recommend the Amazon devices that I've got on my husband's bedside table there. So what we always play is, I'll give you a demonstration. Alexa, play rainforest sounds. This is what we go to bed with every single night in every single room of the house. So my son has it, my daughter has it, and we have it. Now just tell me this isn't the most relaxing sound. Alexa, stop. And I'm not joking, that will stay on from when I put it on to when I wake up in the morning and tell her to stop like that. It doesn't time out, it will just play continuously. We don't pay for any additional premiums, that's just what's connected through our account. So highly recommend that. Now I don't know if it's because Penny heard that while she was inside when I was pregnant. I know you can buy different white noise machines. We actually have one from Amazon. I'll try and insert a picture here and I will link it in the description bar. This one I use more for portable, or if I'm downstairs and she's not napping in her crib during the day, she's always asleep where I am. So I'll use that downstairs or if we're out and about with the buggy. But her actual cloud, which is attached to the snooze pod, plays so many, I think 4 different sounds. So the one that she loves the most is the heartbeat sound, which obviously she was accustomed to while she was inside. So I always put that on for her, and you can either have white little lights that are on the cheeks of the cloud or pink, and I always put the pink light on. So that is something that you can purchase that separately if you don't buy it as part of a bundle, but that is something I highly recommend, as well as the portable white noise machine. Next up, now this is something that I did purchase for Penny, is the Baby Bjorn bouncer. Now I was umming and ahhing about getting this because I actually had saved over from my son a Mamas and Papas Starlight swing, and he did like it. I just found it quite fiddly to get him in and out of because it's got a canopy which has got lights, which obviously I know they like, it stimulates them. But because I had a C-section, I found it quite hard to bend. I would fully have to bend down onto the floor to get him in and out, and then obviously lift him in a way that I was using my ab muscles because of the canopy. So I actually purchased this Baby Bjorn bouncer off of eBay. So it's a pre-loved one, it's not brand new, because I think they're anywhere from, I think, about £189, depending on which one you get, up to about 220, and then you can buy like an accessory bar. I purchased mine pre-loved from eBay, and quite honestly, it doesn't even look like it was used. I obviously washed all the covers, it came in the box, and I think I paid about £85 for it, so it's literally half price. And she absolutely loves it. I'll insert some footage here, but she will fall to sleep in it on her own. It's so comfortable. It just has like a natural rocking motion. With any movement she does, it can be the slightest movement, like a little jerk of the arms, and it will set the motion of the bouncer off. So I would hands down highly recommend it. It's so easy to adjust the height of it, obviously from when they're newborn up until the different weight stages and age stages. And for storage, if you're short on storage like I am, it will fold flat and you can just stand it up, and I tuck it just down the side of my sofa. So highly recommend that. And like I said, she absolutely loves it. Now, next up, this is something I have added to the list, but it is something I could live without, and this is her sleepy head, which she is in currently. So if I'm upstairs and I'm in one of the kids' bedrooms, so yesterday I was cleaning my daughter's bedroom, I just popped this on her bed and she slept in it, just because I just like her near me at the moment, because she is only like 8 weeks old. But I didn't have this for my son or my daughter. I don't think it was around when my daughter was born. But this is something that I purchased for Penny. Now, again, I got this pre-loved off of eBay. I think these are about £100 to buy new. I'll link any links I can find in the description. So if you don't know what I'm talking about, you've never heard of it, obviously click the link. You can do your own research. There are different kind of like nests that you can buy. But I got this off of eBay, and I think I won it for about £40. All of the cushions come off, so the covers off the cushions come off. Everything's been washed. It came in the bag, and I'm going to resell it again after. So she doesn't go in it for all of her naps like today. She's in the bed. I do bring this downstairs, so if I'm in the kitchen or whatever, I can just pop her in this, because like I said, like, she's not napping up here yet. When I do transition her to nap upstairs in her snooze pod, I will probably get rid of this then. But don't be afraid to have a look at pre-loved things. There's so many things that you can find. I actually sell all of the things that I don't use anymore, even down to clothes and things. I obviously only sell it if it's in good condition. But yeah, it's just to say, don't be afraid to look at pre-loved things. I definitely do that. I purchase things that are pre-loved. I'm not afraid to do that, and I just think it's a good way to save some money, obviously better for the environment. So yeah, check that out. It's something I could live without, but I do use it and it is handy, so I thought I would mention it. Next up is the good old zip baby grows. Now, I never had anything that had a zip on in terms of baby grows with my son and my daughter. With Penny, she's barely got any outfits. She's got a couple of little outfits for the age she's in now, so newborn. She's actually still in first size, which is up to £10, and she's 2 months old, so she was born prematurely. I'll link in the description bar all of my birth stories, things like that, vlogs, so you can catch up if you're new to my channel. But she's still in baby grows up to £10. Now, here in the UK, I find zip up baby grows so hard to find, literally so hard to find. I know they sell them in lots of like boutiques on Instagram, but I'm not about to pay like £30 odd for one baby grow. So she's actually wearing one now, which is from Next, and I would link it for you, but I've tried, it's actually in first size, so she is on the cusp of outgrowing it, and I wanted to purchase it in every other size, but they sadly have sold out. But I'll pop some pictures here. There's a couple from Next that I found, and I've also just ordered her this beautiful set from Marks and Spencer's. They have quite a good selection. Obviously the popper baby grows still are more popular for some reason here. I just think baby grows all need to have a zip because they are life-changing. But these ones from Marks and Spencer's are only £14 for 2, which I don't think is bad at all. So yeah, I'm going to collect them in 0 to 3 months. I think they're due in tomorrow, so I just love the design of them. I think they're really pretty. But yeah, if you can find zip up baby grows, honestly, especially when they're in the newborn and they're so wriggly and jerky, it is a game changer. Also swaddles. So I learned that I didn't swaddle my daughter. I just don't think I knew about it. Probably me being a bit naive. I didn't really research anything about it, so she just had a blanket over her when she was newborn. My son, I learned swaddling with him while we were actually in hospital when he was about 8 weeks old. He was in with bronchitis and they showed me how to swaddle, and honestly it completely changed his sleep. He slept amazing after that, obviously because they're all tucked up and they like to be swaddled. So with Penny I knew I was going to do that. But what I would say, for me personally, I know a lot of other people love the really tight swaddles with the Velcro. Penny doesn't like it. I bought her a couple and she just didn't get on. I think it's just too tight for her. So what I've got her in here, I'll see if I can just tilt the camera down. I've purchased a few of the large muslin sheets, and they're like muslin swaddles, so they're very soft. So she's in one now, and as you can see, she's actually let her arm escape. So obviously I need to wrap these myself. I need to wrap her in them. And it just means that it's not too tight, because she does like to wiggle her hands up by her face, which is what she was positioned like when she was in the womb. We saw by all the scans she'd always have a little hand up here. So she likes to just move. She's got one hand still across her chest, and then this one has come free. So I just find this gives her the perfect level of comfort. So she's wrapped enough that she can move. So if you haven't already, I would suggest obviously trying a few different swaddles, because every baby is different. I'll link the ones that I've got down below, but they just wash so lovely. I don't need to iron them. They dry super fast, so that's something I would also highly recommend. Okay, also what I would recommend is, instead of them wearing bibs for any kind of feeding, I just have a huge ton of the muslin squares. So these aren't big enough to swaddle them. What I do with these is I literally just wrap them, just when I'm feeding, just wrap them like that. I don't tie them or anything, just around her neck, and it catches any dribble, any vomit. And then when I'm winding her, I'll just pop it over like this and burp her and wind her. So rather than get like the burp cloths that are shaped to go over your shoulder, I just find that these are more absorbent. They're a lot cheaper, they wash amazing, they dry super quick, and yeah, I just highly recommend. So I've just got like a box, in a storage box in one of her drawers, and I just roll them up, and I've just got a lot of them. So I won't use any kind of bibs for her until she starts teething, and she's drooling a little bit and dribbling. Other than that, she doesn't tend to need it. Just obviously when I'm feeding, she's not actually, she doesn't vomit very much at all, so she's not got anything like reflux or anything. So I just hold it there when I'm winding her and patting her in case anything comes up. But I find when she's asleep, she doesn't need anything like on like a bib to catch anything. So yeah, I would highly recommend stocking up on the muslin squares, because a game changer. Next up, I would, let me get it. So I would highly recommend a nappy caddy. So this is going to be your best friend. I have one of these downstairs and one of them upstairs. So although her bits are in my bedroom, I keep all of these here because obviously I don't have a separate changing table for her. I've got a changing pad just behind me there on the drawers, but in all honesty, I barely use it. What I do is I change her on my bed. I've got a changing mat that just folds out and I can roll it back up. I keep her wipes in here, her nappies. I've just got some cotton wool and some nappy, I think I've got some, yeah, I've just got some nappy bum balm. So I keep it all in there. And then what I can do during the day is the one downstairs has exactly the same in. So I'll link this. This is from Amazon. You can find these in places like Home Bargains and B&M, super inexpensive. But I wanted a cream one, just really silly, but it goes with my bedroom rather than grey. So I got this one off of Amazon, and it's actually really sturdy. It's not felt, as you can see, so it holds its shape really, really well, and it just feels really sturdy. So I just put this next to the bed at night, so obviously when I get her I can just lift her out, put the changing mat down, and I just find it such a convenience. Again, I didn't have this with either of my other two, and I would, if I was downstairs, I would either have to bring them upstairs to their nursery to change them, or I'd get the nappy bag and then I'd forget to restock the nappy bag. So this way I can keep my stash in the nappy bag for when we're just out and about, and then I've got one of these upstairs and downstairs, and I just top it up as and when I need it. So this is something I would definitely highly, highly recommend. Just getting yourself a couple of nappy caddies, especially because I've had a cesarean as well. I've spent quite a lot of time upstairs in my bedroom, and I've not been able to bend down, or the drawers are actually a bit too high for me to reach up. So I found being on the bed is like the perfect height for me to change her like this, and I haven't had to bend around, and it's just been convenient for me just not having to leave the bed. Next up so that's it in terms of kind of like sleep and change. Next up, I'm going to go more around feeding. Now, I have got a few bits here for breastfeeding and bottle feeding. So we're doing a bit of both at the moment. So in the beginning, I was exclusively breastfeeding. I had complications after my cesarean section, if you don't know, and I was admitted into hospital. So for the first 4 weeks of her life, I was in and out of hospital. I completely lost my milk supply. I actually physically couldn't put her on me. It got to the point with the pain from the infection that I had, because I had to have another surgery, and I couldn't pump. I was just bedbound, led down. I couldn't even sit up. So yeah, we're trying to get the milk supply back, but I'm doing a bit of both. So I thought I would include both in case obviously you're bottle feeding or you're breastfeeding. So the first thing that I would recommend is the Lancino, I think that's how you pronounce it, the breast pump. Yeah, so it's a double electric breast pump for if you are wanting to pump. So this is one I'd highly recommend. Now, I did have my eye on the LV what you call it, the portable one. You've probably seen it all over Instagram, but it is pricey. It is so pricey, and I just didn't want to invest that much. I did look on eBay, but they still go for, if you want to get the double one, I mean, you're talking over £200 still. Even the single ones were going for £150, and I just thought, I don't know if one is enough. I'd want a double if I do need to pump, so I just wanted to be prepared. So I got this one off of Amazon, and it was £100, and we had quite a lengthy stay initially because she was born prematurely in hospital, and so I was using the hospital's pump, which was the Medela, like hospital grade one. So I mean, they are like amazing. This one was £100 off of Amazon. I'll link it below, and it gave the hospital one a good run for its money. Barely any difference. So I would highly recommend it. It is by far the best pump I've ever had. Knocked spots off of the ones I had for my daughter and my son. I bought this one new for a penny. So I will link that one, because I think if you do want to pump, it is such a great investment. Easy to use, easy to clean. I've actually got it just down there under her snuzzbud. She's got like a little tray, and I just sit it under there. It's plugged in up here, so I can just obviously not move off bed and pump if I need to. Also, I would highly recommend the Hacker. Now, I use this to catch my letdown from when I was feeding on one side. I'd pop it on the other side. You just need to be careful that they don't kick it off. So you have to position them in a way that, if you're doing the rugby hold, it's fine because their legs are wrapped around behind you. But if they're across, you just need to kind of put their legs to the side, because she has kicked it a few times. But by far, I never used anything like this with my son and my daughter, and I think this is why my breastfeeding journeys came to an end very quickly. This is allowing me to collect milk that is just going to soak away into a breast pad, and honestly, the amount of bags that I have in my freezer for bottles for when I'm not going to be here, or if we end up stop breastfeeding, or when we start weaning, I can mix it into like porridge and things like that. So this is so inexpensive. I think I paid about £13 off of Amazon, and any breastfeeding mums, I highly recommend this. So add it to your Amazon registry, buy it for yourself. You will not be disappointed with this. Next up, so this is more onto bottles. So what I was doing is I was having to pump, because Penny actually couldn't latch initially because she was a preemie, and she just was not strong enough. So I was pumping into bottles. Now, with my son and my daughter, I used the Tommy Tippy Closer to Nature one. So I actually, for Penny, bought the whole Tommy Tippy bundle. So it came with the electric sterilizer, the prep machine, the bottle warmer, and a whole ton of bottles. Penny hates them, will not take out of them at all. So I was recommended off of Instagram from a lot of my mummy friends on there, the Mam anti-colic bottles. I'll insert some pictures here. Absolute game changer. She loves them. I have never ever had a baby that didn't get any kind of like reflux or anything. And the design of these, they come apart in so that the bottoms unscrew. They've got vents all around with a bit of rubber that sits there, and you can actually hear as she's drinking the air going through the bottle. Brings her wind up with no issues whatsoever. So if you are wanting to bottle feed or pump and give it to them in a bottle, or formula feed, whatever you're doing, if you want bottle recommendations, I would highly recommend buying a set of these and just trying them. I think it is a bit about trial and error in terms of bottles, because like I said, my other two loved the Tommee Tippee ones, she hated them. So I've now got all of these Tommee Tippee bottles that have been, well, only one of them's been used, the rest of them are just basically brand new, not being used. But yeah, these MAM bottles are amazing. Following on from that, if your baby takes a pacifier or a dummy, try and get one that's similar to the bottle that they're taking, or if they're breastfeeding, one that's recommended by breastfeeding mums. These MAM ones, again, I'll insert a picture because the one she's actually got in her mouth at the moment, none of my other babies liked a dummy or a pacifier. She loves it, absolutely loves it. It settles her, it soothes her, and it's basically shaped like how the nipple is when it's in the mouth. So I recommend them, and it's the same shape as the teat of the bottles. So I think obviously it just agrees with her. She gets on really well with it. So I thought I would mention it because they have literally been a lifesaver for me. Also, with the MAM bottles, they are self-sterilising. So I've had an issue with my Tommee Tippee electric steriliser, and it seems that a lot of people have, because I've mentioned it on my Instagram, and it is just needing descaling like 3-4 times a week. So I've stopped using it. With these MAM bottles, they're self-sterilising. So if you've got a microwave, you just put them in there and they sterilise themselves. So no need for any other equipment other than a microwave, which most people have in their kitchen. So that's just another bonus. Another thing I would recommend if you are bottle or formula feeding is some kind of milk prep machine. Now, I had this with my son, I didn't with my daughter. Like I said, she's 9, so you know, I can't even remember what my life was like making bottles for her. I must have just, I don't know, because I don't know how I would live without this next thing I'm going to mention. So I know you can get like the Baby Brezza, the Tommee Tippee Perfect Prep machine. I swear by the Perfect Prep machine purely for the price difference. The Brezza machine is quite a lot of money, it's quite an investment. The Perfect Prep machine I got as part of that bundle that I was talking about, and I've got the day to night one. I'll insert some footage of me using it here, but it's just a lifesaver for when we're making her a bottle in the middle of the night. We come down, it makes it so effortlessly, it's perfect temperature, and she loves it. She does not like it if the milk is just at room temperature. So with this machine, it makes it so it's quite nice and warm. I think it's like it mimics the kind of temperature that milk would come out of the breast at. So how it works is you get a really hot shot of boiling water initially, which sterilizes the formula powder. You mix that around. So I have to kind of like shake my milk like this because she's using the Kenda milk, which if you shake it like you would normally shake, it gets really frothy because it's super creamy. Once you've done that, you put it back on the stand and it fills the rest with cold water, and you don't need to test it on your wrist, anything. It's good to go, and she loves it. So that is another game changer if you're planning on formula feeding. Next, we're moving on to travel. So that's everything around feeding. Like I said, if you've got anything that else you would recommend, please let us know in the comments, because we're all here learning as we go. Next, I just wanted to move on to travel. So again, really minimal, because we just don't have the space, and obviously we're a family of 5 now, and our boot space and our travel space is limited in our car. So I did a lot of research on car seats. With my other two, we use the Maxi Cozy Cabrio Fix, but I knew I wanted something a little bit more slimline that sat in the base. So I went for the Bugaboo Turtle, which I know is a collab with Nuna. My buggy I have is also a Bugaboo, so I kind of thought it would look nice that it matches. I absolutely love this car seat. It's so light. As I said, I'm a C-section mama, so I have had to be really careful on what I'm lifting, and I would highly recommend this car seat. It looks amazing as well. I mean, I know it's not just about looks, but it looks amazing. It's lightweight, it fits onto our buggy that we've got. It's really slimline in the base as well once the little wings fold down. I'll try and insert a picture here of the one that I've got, but yeah, I would just highly recommend this product. Now, the buggy that I'm using, it's not a new buggy, it's actually been saved from my son. So I use the Bugaboo B. Now, I could sell this Bugaboo B until I am blue in the face. So, for my son, I had the Bugaboo Chameleon. I believe the Bugaboo Fox is kind of taken over from the Chameleon. Now, I was adamant after my daughter, because with her I had the Eye Candy Peach, so bulky, I didn't get on with it. When she was about 10 months old, I sold it for a Bugaboo B that I then got rid of because for my son, I knew I wanted the Chameleon. So I purchased the Chameleon. I hated it because it's just so bulky. It doesn't fold down into one. The seat is separate. and by the time he was about 7 months, he just looked like he was overhanging the whole seat compartment. His legs were overhanging it, and I just knew that I was never going to be able to use this the whole way through with him. And I'm one of these, I don't want to buy multiple products. So if I buy a buggy, I want that to last. I don't want to then be buying another buggy as they get older. So I got rid of it, I sold it. Luckily I got pretty much what I paid back for it because we kept it in really good condition, and I purchased another B. So I literally, with him, I got the all black, and so it's just been in the loft, so I knew I wasn't going to be purchasing any other brand. I just love my Bugaboo B. So basically, when they can go in the seat bit, the whole thing folds into one. You haven't got different parts. The car seat will just clip onto the frame. You just need the adapters, and this time I also purchased the pram carry cot. I purchased this off Facebook Marketplace because I know they don't get a huge amount of use out of it. It's mainly for if I'm walking to the school. I just think it'd be more comfortable than the car seat. So again, going back to, please don't be afraid to look at eBay Marketplace for pre-loved things, because you will be surprised at what bargains you will pick up. So yeah, if you're in the market for a buggy that you will not need to change, I highly recommend the B. I never have had an umbrella fold up, that's what I call them, the fold up, like McLaren. What else do they do? I know they do like mother car versions. I've never had to have that with this buggy. Ollie was in this B until he was like 3.5, because he's quite a lazy little boy, and he was a big boy. He's a very, very big, heavy boy, and he was in that B. I never had to get any other pram apart from when we stopped him using it. So that is what Penny is using. The Bugaboo turtle car seat fits on top. I've also got the carry cot, and then when she's 6 months and she can sit up, she will then have the seat attachment, which will sit permanently on it, and it will fold as one, and then I can attach like the foot muff, everything like that. So yeah, I just absolutely love the Bugaboo B. And last up is, for travel, the Baby Bjorn baby carrier. So at the moment I'm using the mini. I think they can only use that until they're 1, so I'll probably have to transition to the next size up. But this is a new product for me, but again, I bought it pre-loved off of eBay. I paid about £54 for it, because I think they range from about £90 to £100. I've got the grey one. Now, I didn't ever wear my other 2 babies, so Penny is the first baby that I actually wear, and she loves it. I even wear it around the house to get bits done. She loves to be led on my chest, so obviously I can get away with hours just led with her on this bed. You know, it's how we love to spend our days. But if I do need to get stuff done and she's not quite ready to go for a nap, I'll put her in the carrier. It's so lightweight, it's so easy to use. I get a bit intimidated with wraps, which is why I didn't want to go down that route, because I just get scared that it might come untied and then she might fall out. I know that's like very unlikely, but they overwhelm me a bit. So I've seen a lot of people using the Baby Bjorn one, and let me tell you, it is so easy to use. Clips in, you leave this side done up, this side undone, Penny sits in there, clips on, and you're good to go. You don't even feel it. It's not heavy at all. Super soft material, so it doesn't rub her. It's not harsh on her skin. So yeah, I just highly recommend that carrier as well. And that will wrap up my travel section. So that's going to wrap up my newborn essentials video. I'm sorry I rambled a little bit. I tried to keep it as short and sweet as I possibly could, but everything I've mentioned, I really feel that I couldn't live without, with the exception of the sleepy head. If I didn't have it, I wouldn't miss it. What I'm trying to say is I wouldn't pay full price for it. I bought this off of eBay, like I said. So if you can find yourself one, check Marketplace out. Marketplace, honestly, you find some gems on there. But yeah, I'm happy that I paid about £40 for it, and I know I can sell it for that after, so I'm happy with that. But anything else that you couldn't live without, leave in the comments. Let us all know. We're all here, we're all learning. But I'm gonna leave it there, because I'm sure you've had enough of me talking. Stay tuned for my other videos. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, and I'll see you in my next video. Take care. Bye everyone.
We both said some awful words, and I know that we both got hurt, but I wanna be with you.